let's first address something strange apparently that's happening. Apparently, from what my brother tells me, I was trying to convince him to watch this show. I said, it's really good. You should watch it. It's on Netflix and everything. And he's like, well, I don't want to watch it because it's like Ted Bundy. Like, everybody likes Ted Bundy, and the producers are all weirded out because people are having crushes on Ted Bundy. And, like, I don't want to watch a show that glorifies serial killers. And I'm like, okay, well, this, first of all, is not that type of show. It's not Dexter. Thank God. I was worried it'd be like that. I was, like, really hesitant to watch it. I was like, I don't want to see Dexter. There's a lot of explicit content, so do not watch this with kids, and don't watch this with, I wouldn't even watch this with young adults. Like, if your kids are like 20 or something like that, you can watch it with them. I think it's a good lesson. I don't think that this show does glorify serial killers or crazy people, because you can kind of see from the beginning that whatever he's doing is not right. It's not trying to make it seem like it's cool
or normal.
I think a few parts they have the woman Beck narrate, and that's pretty boring. It's pretty like lackluster.
She's bland.
It's really bland. I kind of wanted to just skip over that part and just stay with this guy. So he's what we call an unreliable narrator. That basically means the narrator is usually in first person. So it's like the person who's telling the story, they can either start off by saying, I'm crazy and don't listen to me, or there's something wrong with me, or you can kind of deduce that there's something wrong with this person.
Without
them saying that something's wrong with them, they pretty much show you through action. And you can clearly see that there's some stuff wrong with this guy. So they showed little snippets of his past. So pretty much he's been abandoned all his life by parents, girlfriend, whatever. He's never had a stable, and the one stable relationship he had was with a crazy dude who tried to strengthen him through beating him and locking him up. So, I mean, you can kind of see where his mentality is coming from. But at the same time, when he starts saying, I just wanted to get to know you, he steals her phone to spy on her. You see him actually physically stalk her. He's watching through a window. Clearly, that's not love, and it's not trying to, like, in his head, it's trying to do research and make the relationship work. He's checking her out to make sure that she's what he thinks she is.
Trying to protect himself.
Yeah, he is trying to protect himself in a weird, creepy way. And I think also there's another good warning in there. Like, all her accounts are set to public.
Yeah.
The point of it is, at no point in this series does it make it seem like he is cool. I think it makes him seem like he's clever. He does look clever. Like, he does. His thinking is the thinking of a serial killer psychopath. You can see where he's already 3 steps ahead of everybody. But at the same time, it doesn't make him seem like, oh, well, he is such a hero. No. It's not heroic to me. It's kind of depraved. But at the same time, you kind of root for him, because I don't want to give too much info, but when you look at the other characters and what they really are, he doesn't seem that bad, except for the murdering part. That's not good. The point of it is, every time he hurts somebody, or he lies, or he does something crazy, also note that he freaks out. If you notice, through everything that he does, at no point is he comfortable with what he does. He's the character, and he doesn't condone his own actions. He knows he's being extreme. He's like, well, that was kind of crazy. And he almost gets caught a lot. Yeah. He's not perfect. He stays ahead of them, but he's not perfect. And at the same time, he freaks out like a normal person. Like, if a normal person kills somebody, they'd be like, what do I do now? So that's what he does.
His wits and how clever he is gets him out.
He gets out of trouble because he's smart. But at the same time, he keeps messing up. So it's always consequences. That's what I like about it. So it not only creates an interesting story, but also it makes the character actually believable. Like, I actually enjoyed watching him, see what he was going to do next, see what he was thinking. How is he, and some of the way he describes things, he describes it one way, but the TV show is playing a different way. So it just makes you laugh at him. It's like, oh my God, that's not normal. But you can't tell him that. You feel kind of sorry for him.
So once he's got what he was looking for, or he got his prize, he sort of settles down and he reacts to what his relationship throws at him.
He's passive, and he's reacting to all the crazy stuff.
Right.
She has crazy friends. They're doing crazy stuff. She has family issues. She has school issues. She's run out of money. All this weird stuff. Her furniture's breaking.
But even through all that, he's reacting to it. But he's, in his view, everything's going to work out. And if he puts in enough work, then things going to work out because they are meant to be together.
And that's the second part I wanted to talk about. Actually, it's a nice segue. So we have two interesting characters. We have Beck and we have Joe. And I thought it was interesting. His name is just Joe. He says it's just Joe. So subtle, like it's just Joe. He just blends in, and that's perfect for that kind of character. He's so creepy. He does all this crazy stuff, and he just blends into the background like a ghost. Like he's just a dude. They try to call him Joseph. No, it's just Joe.
Yeah.
And then you have Beck, who has this cool first name. Was it Guinevere?
Yeah.
Her name is Guinevere, and she's a writer. She is the coolest name ever, but she goes with Beck. There's two sides to this thing. So there's Joe, who's traditionalist, and he's a romantic. And he wants to find the perfect girl, and he's going to treat her like a princess and live forever with her in happiness and have rainbows and kittens and puppies and children.
Do whatever it takes.
And he will do anything for he's a knight. Yes. He's like an anti-hero. Yes. We know he's a psychopath and a crazy guy. But he thinks he's a knight in black shining armor. Then you have Beck, who is like the fakest person ever. To me, whoever wrote this is a genius. It's like they took all the trashy stuff about today's culture. Excuse me for saying the word trashy, but I think it is. They took all the trashy stuff about today's culture and sort of made it into like characters, like things that represent. So you have her friend that gets drunk and makes racist videos and stuff. You have another friend that's sabotaging like her other friends because she wants to be the coolest, richest one. Then you have one friend that has no personality, that is sort of like a sheep and goes along with everything.
Yep.
So, like, it's like all the stuff that's wrong with today's society, they made them into characters. That is so cool to me. Like, you can see it. And then you have Beck. The entire time, she's always like, I have to write. I just have to write. She has this scholarship or whatever that pays for her housing. And if she doesn't write and she doesn't pass her she's getting her master's degree. So if she doesn't actually pass her student teaching assignment or whatever, she'll lose her scholarship and she won't have anywhere to live. So she keeps saying, I have to write. But then everybody, her boyfriend texts her, okay, come on over. We're having drinks. Okay, I'm over there. Like she says she wants something, but does not want to work for it.
She's using them as excuses not to procrastinate and not
go forward with it and do it. She admits in the show that all her pictures are on, like she takes her Instagram pictures on a toilet or something like that. Like the point of it is she puts this image forward of a happy-go-lucky, like, young lady.
What most, I think.
And she tries to look cool on Instagram or whatever, which again is something most people try to do these days or whatever. And then on top of that, she has all these weird relationships. And you know what? You can do whatever you want with your personal life, but some of the stuff like it has on the show looks like it's not safe. Like she hooks up with like all these random people from a bar. Like she never met these people before. Like a string of them. And her friends even remark in the show, what are you doing? Like what? She could have taken home somebody worse than Joe at any point. Another central theme in this narrative and also in the show is loyalty. So you have him, the black knight in shining armor, in his head, who's going to stay with this relationship and stick to it no matter what. Then you have her, which is like she gives a random guy her phone number at a bookstore, or she makes sure he has her information while she's dating this other guy. And the minute the other guy disappears for some unknown reason, because we know where he went, but she doesn't, she just starts having these one-night stands back to back to back while still sort of dating this guy. Like, what the heck is going on? And even he's like, why are you still fooling around, Beck? What's going on? Like, the serial killer is like, what is this? So to me, it speaks a lot about like hookup culture. So it's like so many different like life lessons in one show. Everything she does, every lie she tells, everybody she sleeps around with, all that stuff comes back in the end.
Yep.
Everything. And like if she had changed one thing, the ending would have been completely different. I think it's very amazing and very different that whoever made the show was unafraid of the backlash they would get by trying to make a moral lesson. Basically, they were trying to have I know it may seem like on the start, oh, there's a lot of sex scenes in there and whatever. It's still glorifying hookup culture and glorifying crazy. It's not, because everybody has consequences. Everything has consequences. And I think it's actually more like a moral lesson than anything. I thought it was interesting. It's more realistic. Like, these things have consequences. It's not just like living your best life. That doesn't work in reality. So I want to add that at one point there was an opportunity for the main character Beck to get out of that situation. She had an out. She definitely had a big out. She was doing very well and he had left her. So I think it speaks also to today's culture where people are constantly like in these weird moving relationships, that she would go back to a situation she got out of or didn't want to be in. I would definitely recommend watching it. It was worth it. I binge watched like 2 days.
Yeah.
We were just working on furniture and stuff, which is what we do. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just give it a shot, because I really didn't want to watch it because like I said, I thought it might be like Dexter-like or kind of like overly sexualized or something like that. But I mean, it's Netflix. You can see the scenes. You can actually skip them that way if you don't like it. I mean, I think it's a pretty good show. I would watch it again. I try not to hop on trends or whatever, but I wish I'd seen that sooner. My friend from work is always like, we should sit down and watch this. I want to see if I can watch it with my kids, because she has a teenage daughter. Okay. I have to send her a text message and go, no,
old enough yet.
No, I'm not even old enough to watch all that stuff. I'm just saying. Okay. Well, I think that's enough. Hopefully we'll have something else interesting that comes up in other mediums besides print that we can talk about.
Yeah. And definitely more shows we want to do reviews.
This is like A1 writing here. I don't know. I would not miss this one. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.